Today on the channel, like a young Van Halen, we go unchanged with the Varnoks Unchained from Savage Crucible.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Savage Crucible unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got two brothers. We got the Varnoks Unchained, but for all your Savage Crucible needs, Savage Crucible, that's where you got to go and pick these guys up. These are available now with all the other in-stock stuff from Series 2. You also can get those dungeon accessory sets, which we unboxed on the channel. A lot of good stuff coming from the Savage Crucible team and a lot of stuff in the past as well I really enjoyed. And can't wait to dive into these two here. And you know how we're going to do that. We're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And the Varnok brothers here, best way to get the most out of your molds here is basically the same two packs. No basically about it. It's the same two packs twice, but you get multiple heads. So you got all the different heads, the accessories, mix and match, do what you want to do, choose your own adventure, dare I say, and that's where you can go with the Varnoks, mix them up, change them around, do them how you want to do them. But we got, I believe, 3 heads in here, 3 heads. So if you want to get another one of these sets, you can mix in another brother here. But pretty darn cool if you ask me. A lot going on with these. Very cool kind of barbarian style figures, we would say, and we're going to dive into it. And I guess let's go through it. First here, big window box. If you run into these Varnoks, maybe they can sign this for you. Who knows? Maybe we can customize these into the Barbarian brothers from the 80s. Oh, movie stars if there ever was one. Savage Crucible logo there. Big window box. Varnoks Unchained on the top. Same thing on the side. Savage Crucible over here. We do get a little bit of a blurbage action there. We get a nice gloss to the packaging too. Reminds me of Fleer Ultra back in the day is what it reminds me of. Shout out to the real ones. Twin brothers born of chains, baptized in blood, like a young Exodus once upon a time. Raised beneath the arena sands where screams drowned out prayer and mercy was just a myth. The Varnok twins were forged in cruelty, chained to the same training post as children. They learned to maim before they could speak in full sentences. Their bond tempered by violence and survival. Much like Todd and I's childhood. I was like the class of 1984, though, as we do know. But it does go into more. It does describe both of these guys here. And then it says, now they're free from the masters who once pitted them against monsters and men. The Varnoks sell their skills to warlords, cults, and tyrants, but never pledge allegiance. So they're not doing that at school in the mornings, of course. They fight together out of blood debt and apart for profit. Whatever morality they had was buried beneath the sand long ago. All that remains is the bond they share and the violence they bring. So 2 brothers that are ready to throw down at a moment's notice, obviously, here. But we're going to dive in. We got the bonus collector's card in here, and we should have the extra special weapon as well. They always give us that little surprise weapon, which is always fun to get. No card in here. No card. No card. I don't see a card. No card. No card in here. Okay. It's all right. Not the end of the world. We get a little baggie with stuff. And we get this one here. We're going to go in. We're going to go into this baggie. We're going to see what's going on. What is the secret weapon? It's like the word of the day with Pee Wee Herman, but totally different. And once again, see you later. Goodbye. We've seen this in the past. Blue translucent plastic sword. How about that? Looking pretty darn good, if you ask me. I'm here for that. But what do we got in this round of Varnoks? What's the secret weapon with this one? Will we get the same weapon? Will they be different weapons? We're going to find out real soon. Stick that off to the side. A gentle see you later, goodbye. And we're going to find out what this secret weapon is on this one as well. What could it be? What could it be? All the anticipation, it's killing me. And what do you know? It's the same one. So it makes me wonder, is every one of these guys going to have the same swords? It makes sense. They're brothers after all. See you later, goodbye. But it would have been nice to have a different one. A fire and ice sword, maybe something like that. Maybe not, but there it is. I'm going to grab these Varnoks, get them out of the package, get them settled. We'll be back talking all things Varnoks Unchained. All right, let's dive into these Varnoks that are unchained here. We got a ton of accessories. This set's all about customization. Make it the way you want it to be made. We got 2 figures here. And as I said, we could probably buy 3 or 4 of these to make them different. There's so much extra swag in here with this. So we're going to dive through it. Obviously, the same stuff in both packs, so it is the same, but we're going to dive through it like I said. Let's start off with some hands here. We got the splayed out hands, the maniacal hands. We got 2 of those going on. 2 gripping hands out of the package, which makes a lot of sense. And then look at this. We get 2 middle fingers. We're ready to just flip the bird. We're going to tell them who's number 1, like the Mountie back in SummerSlam back in the day. But very cool fingers here. Fingers. There you go. So we get middle fingers. Wasn't expecting that, but there it is. Maybe we can mix those in with our Stone Cold Steve Austin figures. Who knows? Now, we do get extra forearms and hands. That's where the fists come into play here. So we get the Fist of Fury on the end. You get a little shackle there, a little tattoo work on the forearm. Then you got some wrappings on this one. So there's the fist. I was going to mention, hey, we need fists with these guys. There they are. We do get some lower legs here. If you want to mix and match your legs, choose your own adventure, as we always say. You get more of the Eternia-style boot wear down here with the fur strapped in, looking very good. So mix and match the legs up if you want to make them totally different. We do get a little pouch here on the side that can put on the belt. I'm sure this little canteen full of water for those long treks throughout the wastelands. Sure, why not? So we got that going on. Got a little dagger, little knife here, ready to go. Always have to have something like this if you're a guy, a Varnok, I would say. Looking good with that knife. A little peg, not exactly sure where this peg goes. Somebody sounded off in the comments below, but a little peg for something. I'll have to figure that out along the way. We'll see if I can. Do get a big shield here, very Mythic Legion style in the shield department. It almost looks like the top of like a barrel drum or something with some iron around it. Got some spikes so you can use it as a weapon. Handle on the inside here, but you got to have a shield of some kind to protect yourself out there fighting people all the time. We know how that goes. We do get a sword and sheath here, looking very nice. You got the big sword, angled sword, and you've got a little hook on the end. I feel like we've seen this sword in the past, but a little hook on the end if you need to use that in battle. Can store alongside on some of the satchels, some of the plug-ins on the figure. We do get a little axe action, very rudimentary axe. Got a skull on the top of it as well. Looking good. It looks like they just grabbed some like wood off a tree or something to put this together. Looking very nice in the axe department. Got a very interesting, a very old blade. It looks like it's got some hieroglyphics in it and stuff, telling the stories of the past. Way of the blade, maybe something like that, but a very crude weapon here. Even got a weapon on the end if you need to use that. Not a bad piece of business. Man, there's so many options for this guy. You got a little spear action, big spear on one end, shorter spear on the other end. Another weapon that is at their disposal. And the weapons continue with another sword, a little bit shorter of a sword here. Looking very good as well. So plenty of weapons to keep you busy. Then we got that translucent sword we talked about. That was the bonus throw-in items. There's a lot going on right here. And we continue on. We do get a little belt satchel over the top. You do got the plugins in the side. A lot of these things could plug in here if you want to use this. Put it over the top. Plug it all in. You can also plug these in. Some extra effects. Got some chains right here. Maybe those are the chains they were tied down to once upon a time. So we get the chains. And then we get a rope full of skulls. Fallen enemies, why wouldn't you save their skulls? Why wouldn't you want that rotting flesh, skulls dangling off you as you're walking around? Sure, why not? These Varnoks, they're a cagey bunch, as we know. And then last but certainly not least, as far as this stuff goes, I guess we can call this a backpack. But it does have some big horns on the back, a little fur shawl over the top. Give them a little extra bison look to them, maybe a little buffalo look to them. But we do have that, so you can use that if you want to. Now, we got doubles of all these accessories between both packs, as you can imagine. So it turns into the Choose Your Own Adventure Olympics is what it turns into. And now we're going to choose our own head adventure. And we're going first. We're going hot. We got some more horns coming out. The mask is not removable on this one, but he's wearing a skull over the top with some horns turned under. Definitely menacing, definitely creepy, definitely scary. A wild look here. Looks like something you'd see out of a Mad Max movie or something. Looking very wild there. Got the wild eyes back between there. Very, very cool head sculpt here. Now, this second head sculpt is more of a gladiator type. You got the horns off to the side. You got the big helmet, the big beard going there, determined look on his face. It is a gladiatorial kind of helmet stuff, but a far cry from this one. This one is like, I don't want to fight this guy. This one's like, this is kind of what I think I'm getting myself into here. This is a little bit even wilder there. But you got some options there with the head sculpts. And then the last head sculpt over here, I guess we'll grab it, is kind of similar. Somewhere in the middle, I guess. You got all kinds of horns, like a big rhino horn out of the top there. Big bushy beard, screaming, yelling face. Looks like an angry Varnok is what he looks like to me. But a wild, wild look on him here. 3 really good heads. I think I'm probably going to rock the 2 heads that came out of the package and leave this one to the wayside, but I'm not opposed to picking up another one of these packs and displaying all 3 looks. We know there's enough weapons and enough moving around to make 3 separate figures here if you really wanted to. We do get some shoulder guards on him here. Now these are removable as well, so you can take these off. A lot of customability with these guys, as we know, but you do got the horns on the side, but you can remove these. You can remove the vest over the top as well. You got a holster here. We'll call it a holster. You can put a sword in there if you need to, but you can remove all that, and underneath you do see some of the tattoo work on the chest and on the front of this guy here. So he's a guy that's seen some things, done some things along the way. We got that forearm here. If you wanted to match the arms, we talked about those extra hands forearms, so you can make them uniform if you want to. They are separate here, different. You got the chain hanging off the end. Got the big belt around the waist. You can plug things in. You got a storage spot for another sword if you need to. Maybe the dagger back here as well. Got a big loincloth over the top, like he's just walked straight out of Eternia, ready to rock and roll, strut and stroll along the way. Then we do get the big boots here. You got the big boots that go all the way up to protect it. Once again, you can mix that out and put up the fur boots if you want to. If you're more of a fur type guy, you can do that option. And then you got some almost like sandals, some sandals from back in the day. I guess not slippers. Slippers, the word I'm looking for. Slippers down here. Articulation on this guy, very similar to the other Savage Crucible stuff. We do get a little bit of butterfly, not a terrible ton, but a little bit there. Arms will go all the way around for us. Do get a bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows. You know those are the hits I enjoy. Hands back, forth, side to side, removable. Wouldn't hurt to put this guy under a hairdryer for a little bit to loosen him up. Very tight joints as usual. Heads removable, back, forth, side to side. Forgot about that necklace under there. He's got another necklace action. You get the hula hoop up top plus the dumbbell joint, so plenty of articulation on these guys. You can go way down if you want to, way up. A lot of mobility there. Big splits if you need it. The Crucible splits, as it's known as. Leg goes up, thigh cut in there. You get a double jointed pinless knee, and then you do get the boot cut, ankles, back, forth, side to side, up and down. A lot of articulation out of these Savage Crucible figures. Very tight in the joints, but not terribly tight. Doesn't feel like they're going to break or anything, but a little hairdryer work will loosen these guys up to really get them going. Ready for battle, as we know. Should fit, let's see, on a Mattel ringside collectible stand using code Kyle to save 10%. What do you know? He's going to fit on there. The Savage Crucible line continues with another set here, the Varnoks, available right now over there at Savage Crucible. Not a bad piece of business here as we're really building out this universe. You can mix these with your Mythic Legions, your Classified series. You can mix them with anything. Or we're at the point now we have so many Savage Crucible figures, it's time for them to get their own shelf in the collection is what it is. And these Varnoks are a pretty cool way to go about it. I'm really torn how to display it. You definitely got to give them different heads, but do you make them uniform like they're twin brothers? Do you make them totally separate? Do you grab like a Who-Man character and grab some of these pieces and make a third brother? There's a lot of options out there, and sometimes it can go too far with the customability for me, but these are very fun and very cool. I've enjoyed the Savage Crucibles going back to the Lemurians, and now we got somebody to take on the Lemurians and the Varnok brothers right here. And as I said, not opposed to a third pack in the future. We'll see where that goes. But there it is, the brothers Varnok. What are your guys' thoughts on these? Uh-oh, knocking him over. What are your thoughts on these? Going to pick these set up? You going to pick up 2, 3, 4 of these? What is your plan? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Plenty of stuff to keep you busy each and every day over there. And your best way to support the channel, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is also the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for the Varnok brothers and Savage Crucible, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
Yeah!